Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Buddy. I'm your host Josh Blumenkrantz, and today I am reviewing People We Meet on Vacation. Based on the best-selling book by Emily Henry, the story follows two best friends who are very close. They go on vacations together, and they realize that maybe they have feelings for each other. But yeah, that's basically the premise of this movie. It's a rom-com, and if you know this about me, I love romantic comedies. They just bring me so much joy, so much delight, and I really, really love chemistry between two romantic leads. And I have to say, this movie is actually pretty good. I haven't read the book, but I know they made some changes. I actually went to the premiere in Los Angeles, and I really love the chemistry between Emily Bader and Tom Blyth. I think they did a very good job conveying that close friendship, and the fact that they get to go on vacations together every year, that's a really good idea. I want to do that. I want to go on vacation. Now, this type of story, you've seen this before, okay? You've seen where you got two close friends. They're at first they should be together, but obstacles come in their way. They go and have very fun vacations like Barcelona and all over the place. But what I really like about this movie is that, it kind of captures the friendship that these two have. They care deeply for each other. They really just want each other to succeed. But, they're complete opposites. Poppy is this travel writer who just, doesn't really know what she wants in her life. Then you have Alex who, he's just a very homebody, likes a good book, just doesn't want to go anywhere crazy. But Poppy kind of brings out the best in him, vacation Alex, he kind of brings him out of his shell, makes him more outgoing, very different from what he is normally. And that's what I like. These two are complete opposites, but they kind of need each other in the end. It's a really beautiful friendship and kind of relationship that these two ultimately have. So the only major flaws I have in this movie are really two things. One are the supporting characters. Now, it is the Alex and Poppy show, but the other characters that roll in, they're barely in the movie. You have Sarah Catherine Hook, who's playing a character named Sarah, which is funny. She's the other relationship to Alex, the other love interest. And she's the one who actually has a little bit more to deal with compared to the other characters. I mean, you got freaking Molly Shannon, you got Alan Ruck who play the parents of Poppy, but they literally only have one scene and then that's it. So it's just you get these really good actors, and even Jamila Jamil, who plays her boss at the company that she works at, you kind of expect a little bit more, and how they affect Poppy and Alex, but they're just barely in the story. I don't know if it's like that in the book per se, but I know at the end of the day it is Alex and Poppy's story, and that's just what they want to explore. And they meet interesting people along the way, they go to a kind of a camp kind of site. There's a lot of funny gags with that. But I don't know, I just kind of wanted a little bit more. And this movie running at almost 2 hours, you think there would be, but there's really not. I mean, you kind of see them on their vacations, and that's what I like about this movie too, is it kind of plays back and forth with time. So you kind of learn across the movie what happened to these two, why are they distant in the future versus what they were in the past, and what caused that. And you kind of learn more about them as individuals and how their friendship kind of evolves into what could be a romance. I mean, it's basically going to be a romance, let's be real. But still, just the evolution of that is really fascinating. The other flaw I have in this movie is just the last act. The third act, we finally get to this place of reconciliation, I guess you could kind of call it. But then after that, there's another layer of drama. I'm not going to say what happens, but it's just I thought the movie was about to end. What happened? Why are we still doing this? I'm this is the conflict that we're dealing with at this point of the movie or the story? I don't know. It kind of threw me off. And I was how much longer are we going to go with this? How much time do you have? And it just kind of felt rushed, So just I mean, I will say the resolution of this movie I liked. It got me emotional, but it's I don't know, it just felt a little off to me. I don't know, I just felt like the execution could have been a little bit better, but that was my only kind of flaw with the movie other than what I just said with the supporting characters. But I do want to compliment Brett Haley, the director of this movie. He did Hearts Beat Loud, which is one of my favorite movies that he's done. He has a really good knack for finding character relationships and dynamics, and they feel very natural, very real, and the chemistry's there. I just felt so emotional watching these two, as I have with all of his other movies. And especially Emily Bader and Tom Blyth, the chemistry they have is so off the charts. It's red hot. It's so dorky, it's funny, it's like, it's just a very good balance between the two. And like, oh my God, like I could watch them do the story like, in other stories. Like I would see a sequel to this. I don't know if there is one. The book, I need to see what the changes are that they've made to the story. I'm just so curious, but it's a good premise. I mean, traveling on vacation with your best friend and then you eventually like fall in love with each other. I'm like, sign me up. But yeah, it was a good time. So if I had to give a grade for People We Meet on Vacation, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. It's a solid story. It's pretty good. There are some flaws in the third act, like I said, but like ultimately I enjoyed it. It's a rom-com. It's like, what are you looking for in this? It's like, you can't have it both ways, I guess. You can't have it be like the spectacular movie. It's so rare to get a rom-com to like succeed, successfully. But like I just really thought like, people are gonna love it. I think people who read the book will probably enjoy it. If you want something good to watch at home, like stream it on Netflix. You just kick back, relax, have some popcorn, just like chill out. And yeah, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. But yeah, thank you so much for listening on my thoughts on People We Meet on Vacation. If you like what you heard, go and hit the subscribe button on the channel. I greatly appreciate your feedback and your support. And remember, when you go to the movies, bring your buddy and talk about movies. Until next time, bye.